But right now we're going to go out and talk with a man that has really made a name for himself here in San Diego, as well as around the Mountain West Conference and nationally, because he's developed one of the top women's soccer programs on the West Coast, and they're getting ready to go up the freeway on Friday and take on UCLA, the number 2 seed in the tournament, and they're going to be playing at Drake Stadium. We bring on the head coach of the women's soccer program at San Diego State, and that is one Mike Friesen. Mike, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Doing very well. Congratulations. You're only the second team in the 15-year of the Mountain West Conference to win back-to-back regular season titles, along with the conference tournament championship. So a job well done.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Well, tell us a little bit about this squad. They finish up 13-6-2 in the regular season, 9-1 in the Mountain West Conference. Did you think you were going to be this good this year? Did you lose a lot of players from last year, or did you have most of your big guns coming back?
You know, it's kind of somewhere in the middle. We did lose some important players from last year. Megan Gerardo scored 15 goals for us and graduated last year, and we lost several other key starters, but we did have a big group of our team back and felt like we have a very good team, and we actually had a pretty rough start. So I think the story of this team is resiliency.
Hey, tell me a little bit about Haley Palmer, one of your defenders. I know she's a senior, and the reason I ask is, I do get the emails, I do read the paper, and, follow the program and are well aware of what you guys have been doing.
Yeah, Haley Palmer is a special player. In my opinion, she's one of the best left backs in the country. She came in as a striker, and we've converted her into a defender. And one of the things she does so well is to be able to attack out of the back. Honestly, she's probably one of the favorite players. I get comments all the time from people that come to the game. She's one of the favorite players to watch. She's just so smooth on the ball. She's so dangerous going forward, but she's really done a good job of becoming a very good 1v1 defender and good on our back line that's done so well this year.
Looking at the stats from your squad, it seems like you got 4 people that do a bulk of the scoring. Could you talk maybe a little bit about Megan and Hannah, Sarah, and Haley?
So, Hannah Keene, I think she's had 7 game winners to this point in the year, and she's a big target striker for us. She's 5'10", she's athletic, she's a good ball striker, and dangerous. But she's just done a really good job of drawing a ton of attention to herself, which has opened up some things for other people. But she's also produced even in that. So she's been fantastic. Haley Locker is another one up top that's just got loads of pace, and makes it real dangerous for some of the other players and teammates. And like I said already, Haley Palmer's been fantastic coming out of the back. So we've definitely got some different pieces that help us score. But it's really been truly a team effort. That's one of the things I think that's put our program where it's at. It's not individuals. It truly has been a team effort.
Hey, tell us a little bit about your netminder. The one that gets the bulk of the work is Rachel Boaz.
Well, Rachel is the one from last year that actually ended up leaving to go on a Mormon mission. So Melanie Vaughn has stepped in this year and done a fantastic job. In fact, she was just named to the all-tournament team this last weekend and made some unbelievable saves in the final to keep us in it. So she's done a great job, and for somebody that didn't get any minutes last year to step in and play just about every minute this year and put us in a position to be in the NCAA tournament.
Now, going back to Rachel, does she come back to San Diego State after her mission?
I don't think so. I think she's going to be done with soccer. So she's up in Washington serving her mission for the next couple of years, and we wish her the best. But yeah, we've got a goalkeeper in Melanie Vaughn that's done a great job, like I said.
Mike Friesen, the head women's soccer coach, San Diego State. You guys are going up to take on UCLA, and that's not something new. You guys had to play UCLA last year in the tourney, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We had such a fantastic season in the regular season for sure last year, and we ended up number 2 in the RPI, which is really what they base a lot of the seeding on, and felt like we got the short end of the stick with getting a 2 seed instead of a 1 seed. And not only that, had to end up playing Cal and UCLA, and had we beat them, would have been Stanford, who was number 1 in the country at the time. So it's interesting we see them again this year. For sure, a really tough game for us, but we feel like beyond that, if we can get past them, the bracket's actually in our favor this year. So we're excited about the opportunity to go up there, and at some point, San Diego State's going to beat UCLA, and we're thinking this is the year.
Mike, let's talk a little bit about the women's soccer program. I mean, you were the assistant there for 3 years. You're in your 7th year now, and you've done an outstanding job. And, I look at your roster, and obviously I would expect a lot of kids from Southern California, but you've also ventured out to other parts, Oregon. You got a player I know on the roster right now from Florida. What kind of budget can you have in women's soccer? And could you talk a little bit about scholarships and how you kind of go about recruiting? Because you got a lot of players on your team, and I realize some of them maybe have walked on and made the squad, and you'll eventually give them some type of scholarship money. But kind of talk a little bit about the recruiting, where you could go recruit, where you feel comfortable recruiting, and also the number of scholarships and how you go about getting all these talented players to show up for you.
Well, certainly, we're fortunate to be a fully funded program, which means that we have the full 14 scholarships that's allowed by the NCAA. And we've got to do a good job of making sure that we, make good use of the funds that we're given. And one of the things that, I'm so appreciative of San Diego State is just allowing us to go get players that we need. And we have gone and gotten some players from out of state. And we actually have a player from New Zealand as well and a player from Mexico. So we've gone out of the country even. But the bulk of our players do come from California. It's such a hotbed for soccer. San Diego is a great soccer city. We've got great fans at our games, but this truly is a hotbed for soccer. So we've done a good job, I think, over the last 4 or 5 years, developing relationships here in San Diego and getting some San Diego kids, but also kind of getting the best talent we possibly can throughout the state of California. And then we've gone out and found some special players also from some other states. Victoria Barber is another one from Albuquerque who's just a special player. She's a sophomore for us right now. So we're pretty fortunate to be able to go out and do that. Soccer's such an interesting sport, and the way we recruit is it is a nationally recruited sport, and there's these huge events we go to across the country. And so we'll probably be in Phoenix this weekend doing a recruiting after the game, but there's events, from New Jersey all the way to San Diego. And so we're pretty much everywhere. We do, have a budget that is, I think, fair. It's definitely not one of the top budgets in the country, but we just feel like we do a good job of using the resources wisely and being creative with the money that we have, and responsible with it to go out and get the best players that we can.
How huge is having the Surf Cup here in San Diego up there at the Polo Fields? And you got, a couple of different tournaments. You got one, just kind of when you guys are getting started in the college season. And then you've got the Thanksgiving tournament where you can see a lot of, younger players.
Yeah, absolutely. There's the 2 Surf Cups are huge for us for multiple reasons. One is budgetary. It also brings all those players in to San Diego to get a little glimpse of what life is like here. And, we feel like we do have the best city, not just in the country, but in the world, potentially, to attract players. And I think that's really helped us as our program has developed in the winning culture. We also have a lot of other things, in our community. They're just so great that those players get to experience that when they're here. And there's a third event in San Diego in April that's the ECNL national event. So we get three events here in our backyard where kids can come visit our campus, pre or post event to see it. And I think that's really helped in the recruiting as well as the budget stuff. And then obviously personally for me, that means less travel. I get to be more at home with my kids and my wife, and they enjoy that.
Hey, final question. You remember when the WUSA was playing here, and they actually played their home games at University of San Diego, and Shannon McMillan, and so many talented players and a lot of national team players. They had that league going, and that went belly up. And they've tried to do a couple of different things on the East Coast. What are the opportunities for players coming out of college right now that want to continue? Maybe not in the United States. Are there opportunities abroad for a lot of U.S. women players?
Yeah, I think so. I think right now we do have a professional league again here in the United States. It sounds like they've got a better business plan as far as keeping that afloat. So there's some opportunities here, but it is limited. Haley Palmer is one of those kids I think does have an opportunity here in this country to play. But there's leagues all over Europe. And, a few years back we had Kat Walker go to Finland. There's chances for them to play, but it is a bit of a grind, and they've got to be willing to go do that. And I think one of the things that I appreciate about coaching women is they have a little bit better perspective on life than a lot of us men do, where we're so single-minded. They kind of get the big picture earlier than a lot of us do. So there's definitely opportunities, but they've got to want to do that. And I think there's some players on our team that are going to seek that out. And I think the better, that our program becomes, I think we'll have more and more of that. Just give it a shot right after college and kind of figure out where they want to go with life. So there's definitely opportunities in Europe.
Okay, now you guys play at Drake Stadium on Friday night. Okay, you win that. What's the next move?
Well, depending on who wins and loses, what would look like is we'd be out in South Carolina playing the winner of Ohio State and Kentucky, and there'll be multiple games in that weekend if we kept moving. So the other part of that bracket would probably be South Carolina and Stanford. Well,
take care of the Bruins on Friday night and then worry about that next step. But I just wanted for the fans out there to kind of know what the course is.
Yep. Well, thank you. We appreciate it. We're looking forward to a great game this weekend and excited about our opportunity.
Hey, good luck, Mike, and congratulations already on the 2 championships again this year.
Thank you so much.